We have EcoTexan Steven, as he goes by sometimes.
I do.
And it's really quite a treat to have him here. Partially him being in my life because we live on this property here together, and that's been recent. And we've both been traveling, and he's done a lot of traveling as far as the global Ecovillage network is concerned, permaculture network, and intentional community. So, really excited to see what he has to say.
I went to university and studied philosophy. Came back with a degree in philosophy to Austin after university and worked for the Apple Store. And there felt like there was always something missing. Like there was a growing awareness, like being a generalist, being a philosopher. I've always been interested in a broad range of topics, and so of course if I'm looking at the whole thing, I'm seeing stuff that began to question my narrative, that my story that I've been living, that all this technological progress was taking us to some utopian future dimension where, you know, the singularity happens and we all get raptured into the big AI in the sky or something like that. Began to feel more and more empty to me. I left Apple after a few years and joined a startup in the Austin community here, and that accelerated what I felt was an awakening once. And I felt like what happened was I was crystal, and the temperature was changing, and then I melted. Any like deeper way to say it, but I just said yes to something much more core, much more central than what was driving me up to that point in my life.
So you were at the point that you were in this tech startup, you were making, you know, a good living, you were starting this career for yourself, and then you were like, this isn't fulfilling. There's something that is not
empty.
Connecting here.
Yeah, it felt very disconnected.
That search led you to Ecovillages.
Yeah, I don't remember where I first saw it, but during one or more of my existential crises in the months preceding that, I had encountered. I was looking for something that was the opposite of the system that I was participating in, that I felt that I was actively a part of destroying the world or something, right? Like in working with technology and business and working in this old paradigm, or this business as usual, as Joanna Macy calls it. I was looking for whatever was the opposite of that. And I think at some point I Googled Ecovillage. Within minutes, like, I found GEN, I found the Global Ecovillage Network site. I found out that the Global Ecovillage Summit was happening at Findhorn Ecovillage, which I knew I'd like heard about through the movie My Dinner with Andre. There's like a brief time where in this movie he mentions going there and the vegetable growing and it was sort of like, what? That place?
And I heard about this community in Scotland called Findhorn, where people sang and talked and meditated with plants. And it was founded by several rather middle-class English and Scottish eccentrics.
And like, oh, of course the Global Ecovillage Summit would be there. You know, it was not even a question of like, yes, I'm going there, and I'm gonna meet all the people, and I'm gonna find out about all the things. I'm gonna feel most important to me was like the embodied experience. I could read about ecovillages. I could watch videos. I could, like, all these things. And everywhere I looked, like Ross Jackson, one of the first founders and funders of the Global Ecovillage Network and the Gaia Trust, one of his quotes was, the Ecovillage movement, you just have to go and experience it. But there was something about, you know, we all are sharing the same struggle of like growing up and trying to find our place in the world. How are we going to relate to the world?
And how are we going to involve ourselves, which I feel like you have done influentially, especially at this point. But you're saying you just had to jump in to this experience.
I just had to jump in. And NextGEN was like the way to jump in.